but we are each other's strength. And definitely things were, I mean, that's life, everything doesn't work the way we want it to be. And we take things for granted in our life. So it's best to just keep on working hard, never give up, and always be a good human being, always be on the side of the truth, and stick to it. Because I know they say जो भी सच ज़्यादा बोलते हैं उनकी लाइफ बहुत मुश्किल में होती है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Because the more you stick to a certain path of your life, the stronger you are, because that is your strength. बोलते हैं 2.5 किलो का हाथ, मैं बोला नहीं, ये मेरी सच्चाई है जो मुझे ताकत देती है और कुछ नहीं. और इसी तरह से हम लोग, आई मीन, मेरी फिल्में थी, बहुत चल रही थी, बीच में गैप आया, लल आया, बहुत लंबा लल आया. क्यों आया, क्यों नहीं आया, क्यों हुआ, ये सब कुछ इसके बारे में तो कुछ कह नहीं सकता, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इजीली एवरीबडी सेज के हाँ ये हो गया, वो हो गया. But it is a period we all go through, and that's life. And I do believe, I think there's always destiny and there's always karma. And somewhere down the line, it comes like a circle, comes and goes. And you have to be working hard all the time because you don't know when it's going to come to you. And fortunately, our family was lucky last year. My son got married. I've got a daughter at home. And then my dad's film worked well. Then obviously my film, and then Bobby's film. So, it all was such a thing that, I mean, it was one happiness after the other and other and other. And उसी में हम लोगों को नशा चढ़ गया था. मुझे अभी भी याद है, when my film was about to release, and suddenly the kind of appreciation I was getting from everywhere, wherever I went, it was kind of, I really genuinely felt that moment that, really, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰੱਬ ਅੰਦਰ ਵੜ ਗਿਆ. The God has come in me somehow and is just lifting me everywhere. And I remember I was laughing and crying, and I remember coming home, Bobby and my dad were sitting. I said, don't think I've drunk because I don't drink, but I look like that. I'm just so happy. So that was the happiness which I'm sharing right now, and God has been great.
Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? All good? It's, I'm suddenly sitting here in front of all of you. It reminds me of my college days and school days. And then we used to have these debates that used to happen. And I used to always look at the guys and the girls on stage and speaking with such confidence. And I used to always wish I could do that. But I didn't have the guts or the courage to do that. And now life has changed. I'm in a profession where I have to be in.
Definitely, we are a joint family. My dad, we all live together, and we've always been together, and also we all together. So whatever goes through, we all feel it. Sometimes we show it to each other, sometimes we don't, but we are each other's strength. And definitely things were, I mean, that's life, everything doesn't work the way we want it to be, and we take things for granted in our life. So it's best to just keep on working hard, never give up, and always be a good human being, always be on the side of the truth, and stick to it. Because I know they say जो भी सच ज़्यादा बोलते हैं उनकी लाइफ बहुत मुश्किल में होती है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Because the more you stick to a certain path of your life, the stronger you are, because that is your strength. बोलते हैं 2.5 किलो का हाथ, मैं बोला नहीं, ये मेरी सच्चाई है जो मुझे ताकत देती है और कुछ नहीं. और इसी तरह से हम लोग, आई मीन, मेरी फिल्में थी, बहुत चल रही थी, बीच में गैप आया, लल आया, बहुत लंबा लल आया. क्यों आया, क्यों नहीं आया, क्यों हुआ, ये सब कुछ इसके बारे में तो कुछ कह नहीं सकता, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इजीली एवरीबडी सेज के हाँ ये हो गया, वो हो गया. But it is a period we all go through, and that's life. And I do believe, I think there's always destiny and there's always karma. And somewhere down the line, it comes like a circle, comes and goes. And you have to be working hard all the time because you don't know when it's going to come to you. And fortunately, our family was lucky last year. My son got married. I've got a daughter at home. And then my dad's film worked well. Then obviously my film, and then Bobby's film. So, it all was such a thing that, I mean, it was one happiness after the other and other and other. And उसी में हम लोगों को नशा चढ़ गया था. मुझे अभी भी याद है when my film was about to release, and suddenly the kind of appreciation I was getting from everywhere, wherever I went, it was kind of, I really genuinely felt that moment that, really, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰੱਬ ਅੰਦਰ ਵੜ ਗਿਆ. The God has come in me somehow and is just lifting me everywhere. And I remember I was laughing and crying, and I remember coming home. Bobby and my dad were sitting. I said, "Don't think I've drunk because I don't drink, but I look like that. I'm just so happy." So that was the happiness which I'm sharing right now, and God has been great.
Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? All good? It's, I'm suddenly sitting here in front of all of you. All it reminds me of my college days and school days. And then we used to have these debates that used to happen. And I used to always look at the guys and the girls on stage and speaking with such confidence. And I used to always wish I could do that. But I didn't have the guts or the courage to do that. And now life has changed. I'm in a profession where I have to be in front of you guys, and it just makes me so happy to be here and sitting and talking to all of you all. It is, I have two grown-up kids now. They've studied, and it's really important to study. We all think that life is going to be the way we dream about it, and we don't really put our mind and soul into education. We might not be good in our studies. We might be terrible. I was a terrible student. But you have to understand what you're learning and not just go to a college to study. I know I'm boring you all guys by saying that, but let me go back to my life now. My brother has spoken enough. He said exactly what I felt. I mean, today sitting in front of you all, I feel I'm dreaming. I still don't believe that this has really happened to me. The love I see in each and every one of yours eyes, it's just, I feel so blessed, and we all work hard. We all wish to reach somewhere in our lives, but things never happen the way we want them to happen. But if we just put our mind into it, we put our heart and soul, keep our beliefs strong, never lose our self-belief, we can achieve so much in life. We're all gifted, by God has gifted us all with some special qualities. It's just that when the time is right, you kind of understand and start seeing that quality in you, and you use that for your best, whatever you can do with your life. So I've been very lucky. I have been through ups and downs, and I have seen my dad, who's a legend, going through ups and downs in his life. And I think somewhere I learned from that, but yet I kind of started giving up when I was losing the battle of, moving forward. And then my brother was always there, my family, my mom, my dad, my sisters, and my wife, who's like my backbone, and he was always stood by me. So I was very blessed. But if you want to achieve something in life, you can't just wait for someone to hold your hand and make you move forward. You have to stand on your 2 feet and do what you have to do. So I guess when I decided to do that, I started moving forward, and then just things started falling in place. And the most beautiful part about this success, I don't look at it as success. I look at more like the love I get from everyone. I'm driving on the streets, and suddenly someone come banging on my door, and I'll say photo leni hai, saying nahi, aapko bas dua deni hai कि आप और आगे बढ़े. And that's the best achievement for me in my life. That the love I'm getting from everywhere is what I always dreamt about. Because when I was a kid, I used to see my dad at work, and I used to see other big stars sitting next to him. But when people would come towards them, they would look at the other actors with excitement. But when they looked at my dad, I could only see love in their eyes, because the kind of person my dad was. And that's all I ever wanted when I became an actor, to get that kind of love. And somewhere I'm moving towards that, and that's the best thing that's happened to me. And that's the best award or reward I could ever achieve in my life. And I'm just going to work harder and keep the belief and faith in all my fans who stood by me in my 30-year career. Their love has given us the strength to the whole family, and I think it's the blessings of my dad that has given us so much in life. So, spoken too much now, but I just get really emotional about things. But it's good to be here. I'm so happy to be here with all of you all. Thank you.
Sunny sir, your Gadar 2 was expected to some, but a surprise to many, the scale of the hit. But I think much of the audience here might be too young to remember, but for us, Border and Gadar were the two big patriotic films we grew up with. It was the ultimate Desh Bhakti film of that era. Now, all these decades later, you've delivered another film like that, which connects at that level. How do you see the audience having changed in that time, their relationship to a film like that, and your role now, reprising a role like that of Tara Singh after so many years?
I always wanted, I don't know, I mean, this is the way we are, so it's not, I always like to play characters which, who go through a fight and then they win. And you'll see all my films have been those kind of characters. Somehow that's the way I am. I don't I don't believe in giving up. I don't believe in put down. Yeah, you lose, but when you lose, you become more intelligent and you get better, and then again you gain and you move ahead. So that's how I always take. Basically a sportsman, and I feel that that's what you learn being a sportsman is it's win and lose, but you don't give up. Coming to the point of patriotism, I think we all are patriotic. It's just that somehow when we talk about it and we label it, then everybody feels, oh, that's patriotic. You're being patriotic. But I think we all love our mother. Who doesn't love his mother? And our country is our mom. So it's just very natural. And coming to Border, it all started because I had seen my dad's film Hakikat. And that was a great, great film. And when I became an actor and I was moving ahead, I always wanted to do a war film. And JP Datta, the director, I had a chat with him. I said, Papa has done that. I want to do a great film, nice films. So that's where he narrated me the story of Longewal. And it took off from there. And I think everyone in that film lived up to the characters. And somehow, when we do a film, we have no idea what it's gonna turn out to be, because we are doing our best and we do not know how the viewers and the audience is going to take it. And somehow it went very deep into everybody's hearts, and that's why I'm doing No Border 2 also, because people want to see that character, want to see that kind of patriotism and that kind of a thing. And coming to Gadar, obviously when we did Gadar, it was a film which came to me, and when it came, I was very excited. I was very happy about the whole subject, because to me it always has been a love story. It's a family film, but people always talk about the pump ukhada, apne pump ukhada. I said, but that is, you have to understand pump kab ukhada or kyun ukhada. So and after that film, when it released, I remember when it released, lots of people from the fraternity and everywhere, they criticized it. Nobody wanted it to move. Everybody was kind of making fun of the film, but somehow the audience, the people, they loved it so much that it just did great business, and people were going from everywhere. Everybody wanted to watch it. And that was the strength of the film. And fortunately, that's the film which brought me back. And that also took 20 years. And I was sure in a way that people would like it, because that character of Tara Singh was deep into people's heart. It's such a humble, such a sweet, such a lovey-dovey guy. And at the same time, when it comes to a point of the family, he's more stronger than a Superman. So that is what everybody wants, their father, somebody there to be like that. And I'm sure the generation that time who had seen it, were older, much older right now. The new generation hadn't seen it. But then, this digital format and everything has revived the oldest things which were there onto the onto the on the digital platform, and that's where I think a lot of younger people have watched it, and somehow they got grew to nearer to it, and especially the parents would always, जब छोटे होते हैं तो माँ बाप बोलते हैं नहीं आप you have to see this film, so you sit down to watch that film, and I think that's what it was, and I was really very happy and surprised because when it released, it not only had the senior, but it had the younger kids and everybody related to the whole film, and God has been kind.
Now, a question for both of you. You have given us, Sunny sir, some of the great dialogues. 2.5 kilo ka haath. Tariq pe tariq. To Supreme Court ab khud bol rahe hain, hum tariq pe tariq kar rahe hain, Indian judiciary. They're quoting your dialogues in the Supreme Court of India. And Bobby sir, the iconic silence. The film, there were mixed reviews by some people, but your performance was universally praised without saying a word. So, I want you to tell me what you thought of that role and the break from family tradition with such an entire film carried on a silence almost, an entire character.
You see, Bob was always, he's a personality, he's a good looker, he's got everything, he's got style. Don't you all agree with me? Right. It's just that what happened is that somehow, you don't get the opportunities and things don't come through. And I always say, because when he did Ashram and all those other TV series which came on the OTT platform, they were watched by millions of people. So my always belief is that even if people are not watching in the cinema, you're reaching out to people through all the other platforms. And it's just a moment when you will come on the screen, those people want to see you. And so the minute Bobby came over there, I think it just took over the whole show because there's a personality, there's a character, there's an actor, and he portrayed it. He was not trying to be, I'm a hero, so I will not be a villain, It is an actor who plays a character. If I'm bad, I'm bad. There's no excuses about it. And I think that was a character, and obviously, you can see when he comes on the screen, everybody goes,
Sir, the other thing, Bobby sir has now become the ultimate male body figure, huh? But that idea has also changed. So what? Can we cue the tweet? Can we see the tweet on the screen? I want to show you both I think you would have seen this. This has been viral many times.
That's from the past.
From the past.
So
this used to be the ultimate manly man body. Huh? And Sunny sir was our more realistic, I mean, all of us are trying to understand now, when did chest hair become unattractive? There is, and you are now the icon is Bobby. So I want to get both your thoughts on this changing manhood. Ki aajkal kaise badla hai from when that was the sexiest thing ever to now.
I think it started with my dad.
Yeah.
I still remember Pulor Patthar, and it wasn't trying to show his body. It was about a character, what he's going through. And the first time he removes his shirt is because there's this lady sitting there who's an old lady who has no house, and how he removed his shirt. And it was so amazing, that scene, I mean, Bhaiya would know more about it because Papa must have explained to you how he did that, it was just...
That sequence was because Papa comes drunk over there, and the old lady is down, she's shivering, and he's all drunk, and because that's the character he has, who drinks, who robs, who does all that kind of anti-hero, and he sees this lady over there shivering, so he just takes her shirt off and puts it on, and comforts her and goes away. So it was just a matter of fact.
But sir, fitness has also, what the standards of male beauty have changed. If that was, hairy chest would have passed, now it's all about waxed body, six-pack.
Yeah, I am waxed.
Yes, yes, and none of us have gotten the photos. That physical
I've got my
transformation.
Actually, I have less hair growth, so it doesn't show.
It's easier to manage.
I mean, I have nothing against with what people are doing right now. I have nothing against anything. The youngsters are doing it, and then it becomes a fashion. They follow it. But I think you should not be ashamed of what you are and how you are. And manliness is not something whether you have a hair on your chest or you don't have. It is the strength within you. And then again, I would advise all the youngsters. I have never ever, I always believe in, you do sports, you do weight training because you love it and enjoy it. You don't want to become a bodybuilder. So don't try and pick up things and do those shortcuts and steroids and supplements. Just stay away from it. I mean, it'll build you up, right? But then later on, it's going to affect your health very badly. And I've never ever done that, and I don't think I would advise any of the youngsters to do that, because you want to be fit and strong. You don't want to be more than that.
Also, you spoke about, the longevity in the industry, working 40 years and 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 83.
Yeah.
90
And what is it now? 41
95.
years? 41 years.
Yeah, amazing, sir. So, sir, at that point of time, films were made with passion. There were times कि producer अपना घर तक नीलाम कर देता था film बनाने के लिए. Things have changed so much of late. Algorithms have kicked in. The big studios have taken over. So I want to check with you, talk to both of you about, how do you see this transition in filmmaking?
I think the whole country has changed. All the business patterns, the way things were that time and the way the things are right now. Earlier on, we never used to even have contracts, and it was just kisi ki zuban, and that's how we used to work. Now you make contracts which are bigger than an encyclopedia, and still a person who wants to cheat you can cheat you. So, the world has become like that, and so it has become everywhere. We are developing, definitely we are progressing, we are moving ahead. But somehow when it becomes only commercial, and, corporates and everybody came in, because then whoever sits, and we all know whoever sits on the chair, wherever he or she is, they misuse the power. And that's been one of the key reasons, I would say. Somehow the corporates came in and they were not actually creative people, or they were not the people who have ever put in money to do something, or they ever knew anything about cinema or anything. So things went the way they did, because then the whole taste started changing, the way of cinema started changing, and it has. And it's not that it was not successful. It has been successful also. But somehow the deep-rooted cinema which we talk about and we still watch, even the songs which we still listen to right now, are the melodious songs which had come during the earlier days. And now when the younger lot will remember those songs, well, aaj ke gaane nahi yaad rehte. So it is somehow something is changing, and it is changing all over. So you can't blame or find a reason you can't rectify anything. And as the way the world is moving, you have to move along with it. Otherwise, you'll be just sitting back somewhere and cribbing in a corner, and nobody's going to take care of it. Nothing's going to happen. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I would love the younger generation to pick up whatever profession they do. Love your profession. Don't just simply do it because that's going to give you more money, or this will give me this, or that will give me that. First, enjoy and love your profession, whichever profession it would be.
Bobby, sir, I want you to answer the same question with one more. Because of your journey through OTT now, which is in one sense, it's a relatively newer form, do you think that's also opened more doors, both for actors, of course, and creators, but also for audiences? What Anisa was saying.
Yeah, I think OTT platform is like IPL, because the population of our country has gone from where to where now, and there's in every profession people want to get a job, but there's so many of them that the opportunities are very less, to get into something. So I think like how IPL helps a lot of young cricketers to be noticed, and then they get selected for the Indian cricket team. I think OTT platform has given work to so many people from our industry, not just actors, technicians, and from every department. I think that changed my life, because I was dying to change my image, and I was trying to, break away from just being a hero in a film and doing that typical, rich man and this and that. I was just bored. And so I got this offer called Class of 83. And that was the beginning of everything for me, And then I got Ashram, which was again very challenging. I still remember when I was offered Ashram, I never told my mom, dad, or my brother that I've been asked. I've just met someone to do a show called Ashram, because I knew they would tell me, you cannot do that, because this character is too controversial, or how can you play this and that? And that is exactly what I was trying to do, was break away from the image of being a Deol, because the Deols are always the good guys, but then we are actors. We don't want to just play good guys. We want to play different characters. and challenge myself, as an actor, do work which is out of my comfort zone. So Ashram happened, then I did another film called Love Hostel, which was again a very challenging role for me. I had to speak in Haryanvi, and I'm very bad with languages. So I think that somewhere people start noticing you. It's like your work speaks for you, and that's what we believe. The Deols believe that we don't have to go out अपना ढंडोरा पीटना नहीं चाहते. हम अपना बस काम देखें, लोग हमें पसंद करें और हमें और काम मिले. So eventually, I think all these films, all these shows and movies I did on OTT platform got me noticed, and I got Animal, and definitely no one can take away from the magic of silver screen. The magic of silver screen changes your life. A film like Animal, that also happened to me because I remember the days when I didn't have much work, or I didn't have work at all. I love cricket, so I was playing this celebrity cricket league, and there's a picture of me standing in the stands, just lost in my own world. And so when Sandeep Reddy Wanga came to me and said, I want you for this film because this photograph I saw of yours, and I want this, my character has to have this emotion. And I was so happy. I said, "Meri bekari ke din kaam aa gaye." But that's what happened. Things can change. And recently, I signed a film, which I got because someone saw Love Hostel. So things worked a lot. There's so many good actors out there. You come across, and I get so happy to see these young actors, the older actors who never got work, and now they're getting this opportunity to be noticed. So I think OTT platform is here to stay. People keep saying, "Oh, I don't want to do work on OTT platform." I think because it's on television, you don't have to think about the box office. You have to just think about creatively what you're getting into. And I think creatively you have much better choices on OTT platform because when you come on screen, everybody starts thinking about the box office. And that's what's happened over the years is that people are just making movies to safeguard themselves and make a certain amount of money. They're not creatively trying to create something which will be magical. There are very few directors who come up like that. In the recent time, I think Sandeep Reddy Wanga came up with something, and it was an R-rated film to create so much magic on screen, and it's amazing. Somewhere social media, which I'm not a big fan of, created so much of a buzz of that film. Like little kids come up to me and recognize me because of my one dance with the glass on my head. So, that also was like, I was just happy because to connect with the younger generation because we've been in the industry for so long and not done work in the middle, and now to connect with the younger generation because our country is, the generation, the percentage-wise, is more younger than what it used to be. So I'm happy to be here with the young generation.
I want to ask you all, why do you all see a film in the cinema? Do you all go to cinema? And you all go to cinema seeing any film जिसकी promotion बहुत होती है और सब जगह वो लोग सब उसकी तारीफ करते हैं, आप लोग देखने चले जाते हैं, right? तो आप लोग अपना दिमाग नहीं बनाते क्यों? आप लोगों को बोलेगा ये चीज अच्छी है तो सब आप उसी चीज में यकीन करते हैं और फिर इसी वजह से क्या हो जाता है, कितनी हमारी फिल्में जो बॉक्स ऑफिस पे चल जाती हैं, जिसको हम बॉक्स ऑफिस हिट कहते हैं, जो आप लोग फिर फॉलो करते हैं, हाँ हिट है, वो पिक्चर अच्छी भी नहीं हो तो भी हिट होती है. तो फिर उसके क्या हो जाता है, जो अच्छी पिक्चरें बननी होती हैं उन्हें फिर बनाने वाला बनाता नहीं है बिकॉज कि भाई बॉक्स ऑफिस पे कोई देखने नहीं जा रहा. तो अगर आप लोगों को अच्छा सिनेमा चाहिए तो आप लोग अपनी डिसीजन अपने आप लीजिए. डोंट टेक इट बिकॉज समबडी सेज दिस इज नाइस एंड दैट इज नाइस. You all promise you all will do that? Yes. Thank you.
नहीं सर, नाउ आपने जो बोला उसी पे अब सवाल तो बनता ही है. बट व्हाट बॉबी सर जस्ट सेड, राइट, दैट आजकल ये लोगों को लगता है कि लाइक अ फिल्म लाइक let's say a Ghatak, which is a mainstream hit, but it also has a message, it also has complexity, that uska room actually big screen पे हिंदी film industry में shrink होता दिख रहा है. It's always about spectacle more now. What do you make of that kind of films, like your films from the late 80s up to even Arjun Patel, all of them had actually greyish characters, even Ziddi. There is also, but mainstream films with action, with romance, with family. That as a films like those, do you think can be made for the big screen today?
Yeah, they can be made. The problem is, somehow, because of the corporate and all, the things coming in. So the directors who are capable of doing it, the writers who are capable of giving that kind of a story were sidelined. So when they were sidelined, then they say, oh, that's वो old है, उसको नहीं आता, he's not today, he's not young, he's not thinking young. So it is not thinking young or thinking old. It has to be thinking about the depth of our society, the depth of the characters over there, the what is happening around us. You know, that should be the reflection which should come across. But I'm not saying in a grim way or in a way where you call it arty and all. I don't mean that way, because end of the day everything is an entertainment. So for having an entertainment, you have to get indulged into the script, you have to get indulged into the character, and then you come out with the hangover of that character. And I always felt, पिक्चर एक नशा है, उसको लेकर अगर आप बाहर नहीं जाते और बाहर जाके आप बोलोगे हाँ हाँ अच्छी थी ये वो वगैरह, then the film didn't give you anything. But somehow our makers don't have the to allow them to make such films.
Bobby, you have spoken about, how you came back, how the success you found on OTT, and then Animal. I mean, you was talking about Jamal Kudu. I don't think there's a party which is complete without people dancing on Jamal Kudu.
No, I mean, I still remember that day when I was shooting for that sequence, and there was no choreographer. There was just this music piece which Sandeep had found on YouTube. So he said, "Now I want you. This is your wedding. You're going to dance." And so I said, "Damn, I don't have a choreographer. I can't dance without a choreographer." So I started dancing. He said, "No, cut. I don't want the character to look like Bobby Deol. I want him to look Abrar." So I'm like, "What do I do now?" So my co-actor, how can I forget it? Saurabh Sachdeva, who plays my brother. So I went to him. I said, the music is just dance to this music. Let me see how you dance. So he started dancing. I said, okay, I'll follow this kind of style of dancing. And then suddenly, I don't know what happened to me, because for an actor, it's all these memories and all what you see and notice and look at people, and it stays inside you. So I mean, as a child, I used to go to Punjab every year for summer holidays and winter holidays, and I used to always be next to my dad, and the men would drink, and then suddenly the music would play, and the alpha inside them would wake up, and they would put glasses on their head, bottles on their head, and start dancing. So I said, okay, let me just try doing that, and it's been done so many times, but I think God just wanted my dance to become so popular. So I just put the glass on my head and I started dancing, and next thing I know, it just went viral, and I guess, when it's just amazing. I mean, that's why little kids recognize me because of that, and it's nice. I mean, it's beautiful. It's wonderful.
As a Punjabi myself, I never thought, what we saw as kids at shadis will become a viral step. But yes, you did it.
My dad's done it. A lot of actors have done it in the past, but I think it's just Sandeep, the way he shot me while I was doing it. But yeah, I mean, it's something which is, I guess, the new generation enjoyed, and I'm so happy they did. But it's like everybody started saying, because of you, my restaurant, they've broken the glasses. I'm like, it's not my fault.
What I also want to touch on, that you have spoken about your struggle, the time you were not getting work, and you have said you gave up. And then you came back, you got your way back, and what a successful second coming it has been. What I want to understand from you, sir, when something like that happens and in your family, how do you deal with it? How did you guys see it, and how the family supported him?
समझा नहीं, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप?
Sir, when he faced that challenging time and he has opened up about giving up, and he said that I indulged in self-pity. उस टाइम आप लोगों ने
basically, I mean, Bobby is saying that it's not that he gave up or anything. It is, what happens is basically the reality of life is that there are camps everywhere, right? So camps basically go with the people who are part of the camp, who will do एक दूसरे की चमचागिरी करो वो करो, तो the camps होते हैं. And then somehow some people who are very upfront, like we are jats, you know. तो कुछ भी जो करते हैं तो हम लोग डरते नहीं, हम करते हैं और हम शर्माते नहीं किसी चीज़ से, सच्चे हैं। तो वो लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगता। तो वो करते 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 चीज़ें बन जाती है जहाँ you will see that later half of my dad's when he started in the 80s and 90s, a lot of big houses never worked with Papa also. I didn't have any houses work with me. There were no houses there. So then what happens is when you are talented, you are there and you can give those things. So that's how I became a producer. I tried to bring in films. We did try to do all those things. But जब तक कोई नहीं आता तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते, आपको लड़ते ही रहना पड़ता है. तो fortunately, I think it all started off when Bobby did a film with Salman Khan, and that's where he changed himself and he wanted to because he realized that end of the day, it is me who has to get up and do it. I have to kick the butt, not of mine, but kick the butt out over there.
And did he?
And he did
And
that.
how?
No,
And that's what he did.
You know, the thing
And
is,
that's the confidence. That's what it
no,
is.
I mean, my brother is saying all this, but yes, I did put them through hardship. My family could, I mean, we are so close knit and we live together. I know they were going through pain to see me going through pain. And, I mean, there's nothing they could have done. So,
I mean, he did everything.
But Bobby, your story is so inspiring. The second coming has been fantastic. What you have achieved, I cannot imagine just how proud all of you are today.
Yeah, we are, all of us.
but that's the whole thing. You guys don't give up in life, you know. It's not just you alone out there. It's your family who goes through the same thing. I mean, what you're going through. And it's just that no one can help you. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. No one's going to hold your hand, as I said earlier. So I don't blame the world around me for what I went through. I don't blame on camps or other big houses. I believe in myself now, and I know that if I do something, everybody's going to come to me. So that's how I feel. I don't blame anyone. I can't keep living on blaming others for what I went through in my life. I think whatever happens with you is what you do to yourself, because you kind of think the world is going against you, but no one's going against you. The world, the way it operates is when they need you for something, they'll ask you for it. If I couldn't give them what they needed at that point in my life, they were right about it, I think. I think I kind of became, I took life for granted, I guess, and maybe it was something which I didn't think I was doing. And then after, when I went through the bad phase, I realized that, oh yeah, I did take life for granted, and I had to change myself. And it all started from a film called Poster Boys. I remember my brother and me were doing this film called Poster Boys, and for me at that point, that was the only film. And I used to get up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning and go and work out. That's when I actually started working out, because I started saying to myself, I said, I have to prepare myself before anyone comes knocking on my door. I should be ready for work. And I still remember I used to get up at 3 o'clock and I used to work out and then leave for a 6 o'clock shift, because I couldn't, say I have to work out and I have to work. You can't come so early. And it was, I think that was the best period when I was doing that. We were in some little town next to Pune, and we were living in these cottages out there. And I used to go to sleep every day at 8 o'clock. I mean, I didn't even try to sleep. I used to be fast asleep. And I think that kind of started I got disciplined from there, And Bhaiya was so happy because the gym equipments, he carries his equipments everywhere, and he used to see me getting up in the morning. And I'm sure he was wondering what happened to Bobby at that point. Because he used to always wake me up early in the morning when I was growing up to work out. And I was like, why do I have to get up early and work out? I can work out anytime. So that changed. And then eventually Salman, who I think is one of the nicest human beings in our industry, just called me one day and said, will you remove your shirt? I said, yes, I will remove my shirt. And that's how I got more into fitness, and I started realizing I've got Deol genes, and if I start working out, my body's going to look good, because I'm Dharmender's son, and my dad is, genetic-wise, is something. So that's how I think, and I think I'm just happy that I am where I am today.
You know, it's great you mentioned Dharmendra ji and Sunny sir was earlier talking about the authenticity of your family in a world where actually I don't think it's just the film industry. Now we're all living our lives through filters. You know, Instagram में सब लोग अपना कुछ बदलने की try कर रहे हैं. But for so many people in the pandemic, his social media was what kept us out of depression. You know, there was beauty to it. There's authenticity in a world which is not that authentic sometimes. And I think both of you are also continuing in that vein, that we will sort of not play the game in the way that it's supposed to be played. Is that a challenge now given, or do you find that in the long run it's been better to be yourselves? Like, what is it about the Deol family that can, in a world which is tough to be authentic in, be so open?
I don't know. I think that's the way we are. You know, we basically we don't give up, and so we are ready to accept whatever is there, and take it ahead the way we can take it. We don't have to follow the way the rest of people are doing it. You do it with your own dignity and with your own way. You don't have to, you know, even on the social media, आज मैं ये खा रहा हूँ तो उसकी फोटो डाल दी आज मैंने ये पहना तो वो फोटो डाल दी, you know. So I think but somehow that's become that's the way the full generation, everybody is doing all that, and somehow they all want the likes over there, and the more likes they get, the more happy they get. So I think it's the happiness which somehow gives them, and I'm sure as time goes by, they will also kind of wean out of it, you know. But you have to go through the process, I think.
I also believe that it's not the fault of the younger generation if there's so much on social media, because when we grew up, there was only one television set in our house, right? And that was the best thing that was for us entertainment-wise. And every Sunday we watched a movie. And then there was Chaya Geet on Thursdays, and there was Phool Khile Gulshan Gulshan. So for us, it was like that. But these kids are born in a period where these big companies have come out with gadgets, and they want to sell them, and they grew up seeing all these things, you know. And so for them, that became a pattern of life. That became a necessity. You know, it's like sometimes when I'm on the road, people on the mobile phones, I'm like, why are they talking on the phone? Because we grew up and there were no phones, you know, on the street. But these people don't realize this is a part of their body now. It's like, you know, one more piece over here and then they're on the phone. So I guess the only reason why we got into social media was because to connect with the younger generation, you know, to make them see us and, you know, kind of relate to us. And so that's why we're on it. And we don't have a defense mechanism. We don't try to portray things. We just are what we are, and that's what we show. My dad is so real. Why people enjoy his Instagram is because he's not trying to prove a point. He's just trying to share his moment and the way he is, you know. And that's why we Deols are the way we are, because we don't have a defense mechanism. We're not portraying. We are what you are when you meet us at home. We are what we are when you meet us on a set. You know, that's how we are. And I don't know, is there any other way of being? I think that's just a normal way of being, you know.
One question before we go on to the archive from an older time sometimes. So our screen archive, Jyoti will take us through it with you guys. Is that, you know, now you both spoke about the ups and downs of being in this industry. Now your kids are starting to enter the industry as well. And it is now in a social media generation where while the praise is great, the criticism also comes real time, sometimes not in the kindest words. Earlier there'd be a bad review in 4 magazines. Now everyone has their opinion. You know, as parents, everyone wants to protect their children as much as they can. But this is a tough business and it's a very public, your failures and successes are very public. How do you see yourselves now? Because how have you, you know, your father has helped you through these times, I'm sure. How has that been? And now as you're going forward and your children are entering, how do you see guiding them through this very tough process actually? Because it is public, unlike the rest of us with regular jobs.
I mean, that's the world out there, you know. So you can't, what the world is, you have to live in that jungle the way it is. Whatever is happening, you have to face it, and you cannot protect anybody. We were not protected like that. You know, we were protected not from that point of view, but when I was out in the films, we were just doing our films. And we selected everything, and if it came and it didn't come. And right now, because like there's so many of the youngsters out there who want to be in this limelight, who want to be actors, who want to be directors or technicians who went to over there. So there's lots and lots of competition out there, and that's healthy because that's the way it is, and that's why, and that all has increased also is because initially people used to think cinema is bad. You know, that thing has all gone out. And again, then we've got so many formats. Now people are making films on your iPhone, they're making it anywhere, and everybody's being creative. So earlier on, the jobs were just three, four engineer, scientist, this or that. Now you can have a profession of any kind as long as it's your hobby which becomes your profession. So similarly, coming to my kids and all, whatever is out there, they have to face it. They have to face it, and they have to find their path in it. And as a father, obviously you're there to over there, but you cannot get into them and make them do things. That's their journey, and that's what every youngster is doing, and that's the way it should be.
So we.
I mean, what my brother said is right. I mean, my dad was like, he didn't tell us this is how it is. He just told us to be good human beings. You know, before anything else, before you take the first step into any kind of profession, be a good human being, be down to earth, be honest to yourself, and you can achieve anything. And no matter whatever we experience, we learn from our mistakes. And I keep telling my sons, I said, you have to learn from your mistakes. I can just tell you, this is how it is, this is what it is. What do you think is right according to you? Now, if you think this is how it is, then tell me, why do you think it's like this? You know, and then move forward. Then they understand exactly what I'm trying to say. I cannot stop them. Smoking, drinking, you know, you don't want your kids to do that. But you cannot be after their life, and say, why did you do this? Why are you doing that? I just tell them, this is alcohol, this is smoke. What do you think is good about it? What is bad about it? And then you decide what to do. You know, you cannot control our kids. I mean, you've been through the same thing. I've been through this. My brother's been through it, you know. And that's how it is. So I just hope that the journey of their life is not as difficult, but then difficulties make you stronger. And I think that's the way of life.
We have dug out some photos from Screen Archives. Can we have the photos, please? Would like to. This is a very special one, Bobby.
Many hearts breaking.
Tell us about Tanya. You said she's the backbone of your life.
Yes. This was, well, that's my woman, that's my life, that's my everything. She's the best thing that could have happened to me. You know, I guess I met her, I chased her, she was from South Bombay, she didn't give me any attention, then I kept chasing her, and that's how it is, because somewhere I knew she will fall in love with me. And then she did, and it was like I just met her, and I didn't even spend so many months. We just met. In 2 months, we decided we wanted to marry, and by then my parents were just dying for me to get married. But and she is. I mean, we've been married for almost 29 years now, and she's been with me through everything. You know, living in a joint family, no matter how, you know, for a daughter, for a girl, leaving a house and going into another house is the most difficult thing she has to do. And I have sisters, so I know how it feels. And then, you know, but she has stood by the whole family. I mean, we're a joint, you know, so we're just a big family together, and she takes care of everything I do. I mean, and I'm just very blessed. I mean, all ज़्यादा बोलूँगा तो नज़र लग जाएगी. But she's my Tanu, she's my everything.
Oh, this is adorable. Beautiful. Next photo, please.
Well, that was Aishwarya's first film.
Yeah.
I think this was a Mahurat. It was at Leela Kompensky Hotel. That time, Leela Kompensky it was. And that was, my God, how many years ago? I think Rahul was the director of this
Yeah.
film, and it had great music by Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. So I spent 3 months in Switzerland, and I swore I'll never go back to Switzerland again. I got sick and tired of the greenery and the beauty of Switzerland.
Next photo, please. Where is this from? Even we couldn't figure out.
Oh, this is, I think, Salman's Mahurat or something of his movie with, and Shekhar was at that point directing my film, so I think I went with him.
Barsat.
No, this is not Barsat. This is Salman's.
No, he was directing Barsat.
Yeah, he
at
was
the
supposed to
point.
direct Barsat first time. Oh my God, where do you find this? Wow.
Next. Oh, this is my favorite.
Okay, this was when I was around 5 or 6 years old. I always wanted to be an actor, and my dad was doing Dharamveer at that point, and he wanted a child who would look like him, who had big legs, thick legs, and he couldn't. And they were kept getting kids who looked very weak. So he said, "No, let me ask my son." So he asked me to मेरी फिल्म में acting करेगा, मेरे बचपन का role करेगा. I said, हाँ मैं करूँगा. You know, because when you're a child, you don't have any inhibitions. You have no fear. You just think life is beautiful. And so they made this dress for me overnight because I had to shoot the next day. And okay, I was 5, 6 years old. I never wore an underwear those days. So when I went for shooting, they made me wear this dress. I'm like, why am I wearing a dress? And then I told Bhavarlal, who used to work with my dad, I said, Bhavarlal, मेरे पास चड्डी नहीं है, मैं कैसे पहन सकता हूँ ये? So then they got me a pair of shorts to wear under my dress. But it was beautiful. I did the shot and I finished the scene, and then I told my dad, I said, where's my money? Okay, where's my money? I want my money. I worked. And my dad is like, हाँ मैं देता हूँ, तू चुप कर. You know, he didn't know what to say because the producer and the director, Manmohan Ji, was there. So I sat in the car. He removed a bundle of 10,000, gave it to me, and he said, go give it to your grandmother and see to it it's distributed amongst all the staff members. So I went home. I was very proud of myself. I gave it to my grandmother. She distributed to all the staff members. And then I was so excited. I was so excited that I broke so many hangers in the house trying to show my sisters and my aunts and my staff members what I did and came. I was like on top of the world. And I still remember, I'm sorry, but I still remember when the film did Golden Jubilee, I went for the award ceremony.
Oh.
And they made a special award for me with my name on it.
Oh. It also shows Deol men can rock anything, you know, even a dress.
A leather dress. मेरी रैगजीन की थी एक दिन में बनानी थी.
Next photo, please. This is Dilligi audio launch, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. This is where?
दिल लगी.
Ah, this is Dillagi.
This is my favorite film.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, I'm not just saying it. You guys go see Dil Lagi on any of the OTT platforms. My brother directed this film it was his first directional film. And as an actor, I think he brought the best out of me. It had the best music, the best emotions. Sadly, it didn't do well at box office, but I think this film was made with so much passion and love. And there was no stone left unturned while my brother was making the film. And that's how my brother is. He never leaves any stone unturned. Whenever he gets into something, he goes all out. It's my way or no way, or the highway.
But Sunny, I want to understand from you, direction is something you want to do in the future?
No, not really. You know, I became a director for this film is because this film we were making earlier called London. Gurinder Chadda, that time nobody knew her much, and I wanted to make an Indian and UK film, so I had started off over there, but somehow things didn't work out over there. And then I had this project with me. I said, what the hell am I going to do with it? I want to make it because I started off. Then I went to my dad and I told him, Dad, here's a story. I want to direct it. And my dad said, you think you can do it? I said, yes. He said, go ahead and do it. So, हमेशा ये होता है कि जब बाप कहते हैं कि जाओ तू कर सकता है, somehow the energy comes in it and you can do any damn thing. And that's what I did with this film. I remember when I had to do the first shot, I was wondering how I'm going to take it.
Next photo, please. Kshatriya.
Kshatriya.
Yeah, that's Kshatriya.
And working with your father, how's that like?
Huh?
Working with your father, sharing the frame with him, how's that like?
With Dad, it has always been, I've done a couple of films with him. It has always been I mean, obviously, when we're acting, we are being actors, so it is a different thing. But I remember this film very well because in ढेर सारे actors थे. There was Sanjay Dutt, Sunil Dutt ji, then Vinod Khanna ji, and I think और कौन थे? ढेर सारे लोग थे इस film में. And it was a very interesting film because it was a family feud, and it was against our family with the other family. I remember a couple of things, but there's no point talking about them. Just leave it the way it is. It was a great time.
Next photo. This is a lovely one. This is one from the family album, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And rare time that we see your mother. It's mostly on your Instagram handles, I think, that we see her. Tell us about her also, please.
Well, we are basically, mostly we are all very private, so we don't like to be brought across, share ourselves, Even when we do, we go anywhere. It is just as much as as an actor is required to be shared with the world, That's how we are. And we do Havan on all our birthdays. We are Arya Samajis. And it has been going on from my grandfather and great-grandfather. And I think it was my dad's birthday. And that's when we have a complete Havan.
The only exception, I think, was your son's wedding, because suddenly we are seeing Deol's dancing in their living room. There are like videos all over.
I know, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't help it. Initially, I got so angry with a couple of my relatives over there. I took their phone and I shouted at them, how the hell you can do this and all that. But eventually you have to just give in because how many phones are you going to break?
But how many phones are you going to break?
No, but the best.
I mean, it is difficult. It's difficult.
But the best
And then
thing, I mean, we are very private in that sense, but we couldn't stop the videos from going out. But when we used to step out, the kind of love we were getting from everywhere, anyone we walked into or met, they were so happy for this wedding. They were like so happy that as if there was a wedding happening in their family. And that was amazing to see, It was really nice. So.
And the best part is we saw you dancing there, and touchwood, you have been
Bhaiya
dancing
didn't stop
everywhere.
dancing. Bhaiya didn't stop dancing.
I think after that film, now, मैं निकला गड्डी लेके.
But it was his first son's wedding. I mean, every father's special moment.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, I was so happy because we did it the way I've done my sister's wedding. So we had all the functions having up at home, and all the relatives from all over the world and country, they came over, and that's the beauty of it, 7-8 days, we're all together doing all the traditional things, and that's a time when you meet up your old cousins, or certain kids get to meet certain people who part of the long drawn family. नहीं तो मिलते नहीं हैं. So that's the time when I think सब इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं. And that's the beauty, that's the charm of it. That's बाद में तो फिर शोशा अलग बात होती है, but that is the beauty of it.
I also want to discuss now the young generation. Karan and Rajveer have made their debuts. Aryaman is preparing for it, I understand. It is a tough industry. You guys have just spoken about it. Were there ever moments when you had concerns that, did you ever suggest it maybe, do something else? Or also now, when you have a famous second name, famous last name, it also comes with its own set of baggage.
Yeah, but we have grown up with it, I mean, that's always going to be a difficult task. But then, I mean, there's always good and bads for everything. Yeah, my kids are out there and they're doing very well, and they are going the process, and they will find their path, and I'm sure they will move ahead and achieve what they want to achieve, because they only wanted to be actors. And they got a passion for acting, their passion for films. like we also came. I came into the industry not to become a star. I came because I loved acting and I wanted to just be an actor. And I always believe that you become a star is when your film becomes successful and they love your character, suddenly you become. So that is something which your work takes you ahead rather than you trying to shout about yourself. And I think my kids also, we all are of that same school. Keep working, and if you've got it within you, because, anybody who's talented, it is inherited or it's there in your genes or you have it with you or you don't have it. You cannot achieve it. You cannot go and study, okay, I will go acting and I'll become an actor. It's not like that. I mean, डायरेक्टर बन जाऊंगा, ये आपके अंदर वो हुनर होगा तभी आप जाके उसको आगे ले जा सकते हो. और ये आदमी जो भी बच्चे लोग जो भी आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, आई थिंक दे ऑल ट्राई टू feel we can do it, and it's a journey where they get to know, and then when they feel they're not there, they should move and get into another path. I don't know, it's easy said and done, but that's a reality of life.
We are short of time. I'm just going to quickly ask you both about your future projects. So many interesting films. We saw Jat ka teaser recently. Then you have Border 2, something we are all very, very excited about. And is Ramayan also happening? It is? Oh, I think this is where you confirm it.
Oh, that's breaking news.
I have quite a few good projects now. Jat is another one which is going to be coming very shortly. It's out and out how people want action-packed, maar, dhar, but with the story, with characterization. It's not just simply a bang, bang, bang out there. Then I have there's an old play, जिसने लाहौर नहीं देखा उसने कुछ नहीं देखा. So that's a film that I'm doing with Raj Santoshi, which is called 1947 Lahore. And then Border and Ramayan. Ramayan is a long project because they're trying to. Here's this film which is going to be made the way Avatar and all the Planet of the Apes, the way all those technicians are part of it. So it's a mega project, and the director and the writing is very the way it has to be. The characters should be presented, and we will get to see special effects which make you believe that it is really genuinely happening rather than just a special effect out there. So it'll be I'm very sure it'll be a great treat, and I'm sure everybody will love it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm going to call Anant Goenka back on stage. He will ask some questions and very quickly.
Okay, I know we're all very short of time and Bhaiya has a flight to catch. So I'll be really quick. You have all said very nice things about family and all that, but tell us the one thing that annoys you about each other.
Nothing annoys me about my brother because
इतना भी नहीं हो सकता है ना, कुछ तो होगा मतलब.
because he's so younger to me that he's always been like a child, son to me. That's how I've always treated him, and definitely, I mean, I was always not. My only thing is that because I used to be in workout, get up and do everything. My day would start and his day would end. So that was the only thing.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed my days ending when yours was starting, but I learned from that, and now look at me and look at you. We both are in the gym together all the time now.
Yeah.
So I
So
mean,
what annoys you about Bhaiya?
he likes to get up early and sleep early. I mean, that's really annoying.
Okay.
How can anyone do that?
Okay, is there any message you have to the kids here? Because you're talking about the authenticity, and just the one word that kept coming out through this entire conversation was authenticity and the closeness of family.
Get up early and sleep early. No.
No, so my
I would tell you all, live your life, enjoy it, but be sensible. Every day, do one thing at least. At least go hug your mom and dad. That'll make them happy. I know you always feel, because I don't know, somehow you're more close. I'm very close to my mom. I'm very close to my dad also, but the dad has always been a fear factor. Is that so with everyone? Yes, no. Okay, good. Okay, so that's good. I think with the girls, it's always the mother which is a fear factor. Father is the darling. And with the boys, it's the vice versa.
But just a few words or a few sentences about just the idea of joint family. It's getting less and less common. So I mean, if you were to, as children here think about family, and I mean they're too young right now to think about marriage and family. But if as they do think about it, how would you?
I mean, you know what? It's not that. I mean, we are lucky we have the space to live together. You know, I think what everyone needs to do is, even if they can't stay in the same house together, be together, be joint. You know, all the time, be in touch, be together, be there for each other's happiness and sorrows, and not just try to say, "Oh, I'm busy with work. I didn't have the time." You know, that's what it should be. I
Lovely.
think.
Okay, so quick, short answers. One lesson North Indian cinema can learn from South Indian cinema.
Get back to our roots.
Yeah, I mean,
We need to get back to our roots.
I think that's exactly what I feel too.
Okay. Okay. I'm ask you a question that I've asked in the video also. Marijuana, gambling, or prostitution? If you could legalize any one or none, what would you do?
Well, I think. I mean, if
The
I
audience
say,
has a clear preference here, I think. Marijuana, prostitution, or gambling? There are three
Okay,
things.
no,
that
I need to ask one thing. If it was legal, what would happen? What would happen? It's when you don't make it legal, is when people want to do it more.
Yes.
so basically, he's saying make it legal.
No, let everything be there. I mean, obviously, you have
It's
to
all
go
there
through.
anyway.
It is, yeah. Whether you put it or not, people are going to do what they want to do. I mean, when I was your age, I mean, now I don't drink or smoke or anything, but I don't deny that I never tried it. I did try it, but when I tried it, I realized I don't like it. Why the hell am I doing it?
Yeah.
Why am I smoking? Just for the heck of it? Just to be in style, to be with the friends and all? I don't like it, so I don't need to do it. So I threw it away. Similarly with the drinks. I said, what is drink? I tried to drink. It's bitter. It smells awful. And after that, you get a bloody headache. Then why the hell am I doing it? To go and be happy and marry and you suddenly feel you're something? I'm like that anyway. So you don't need all these things. So that's the reason I don't do it.
Super.
So everybody should have the reason why they do it and they don't do it.
Super. Okay. In short, the evolution of women in Indian cinema from Betab to Gadar 2 and from Barsat to Animal.
From Betab to Gadar too. क्या बोलूं उनके बारे में?
No, but just the women, the role of women.
I think it's not the cinema. Cinema is always a reflection of the society. So the way things have been changing in the society is a reflection the way the things are happening in the cinema as well. I have to say everything is, we are all equal. There should be nothing like that. Because the closest thing to any human being is the mother, and mother is a woman. And your wife is your woman. Your sister is your woman.
Yeah, yeah. Bobby, anything?
Whatever my brother says is absolutely right. I just feel that you know, we are actors. Okay, we perform different characters because we want to enjoy being someone else, and it gives us a creative joy.
Yeah.
You know, so when the stories are written, how can a story be written without being influenced by what's happening to society?
Sure.
You know, and that's the way things are. You know, so
Yeah.
I guess we just try to show what is happening in the society. So I think there are amazing actors, and I think OTT platform has changed that. So a lot of women are getting more work. There are more women-oriented subjects being made, which was not happening earlier, which is such a great thing because there's so much story a woman
Yeah.
goes through. I mean, there's so many stories you can write about a woman's life, you know. So I think that's changed a lot.
Okay. I think I'll ask a last question and we'll wrap up. I know Bhaiya has to catch a flight. When I kind of came here, I wanted to do the interview, but you know, I hurt my back and I went to meet him and he said, you know, I learned that he said 6 surgeries?
4 surgeries.
Four
back
surgeries, including 2 back surgeries. And you know, I was complaining about kind of like a muscle pull on my back, so I felt quite weird doing that. I think the one lesson, if I take away from this conversation, is just grit. I mean, you guys just staying the course and just kind of not. So, Bhaiya, just tell us quickly what you told me in the trailer van right now. You know, no matter what injuries are coming your way, it doesn't seem to stop you. It doesn't hold you back.
I don't think anything should stop anybody. कभी भी अपने आप को बेचारा मत बनाओ. जो आदमी बेचारा बनता है वो आगे नहीं जाएगा बिकॉज लोग आपको बोलेंगे हाँ पुअर थिंग लेकिन आप वहाँ के वहीं रह जाओगे आगे नहीं बढ़ोगे क्योंकि वो कदम आपको ही आगे लेना है सो कभी भी अपने आप को बेचारा मत बनाओ, और कभी भी कोई चीज़ लगे, कोई चीज़ आपको लगता है मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, तो देखो अराउंड यू, दूसरों के साथ उससे भी बुरा हो रहा है लेकिन फिर भी वो खुश है. तो बी हैप्पी वॉट एवर यू हैव, एंड एंड ऑफ द डे, नो मैटर वॉट इट इज, इट्स योर लाइफ. So whether you crave or not, you have to live it. So why not live it nicely and happily? Adjust yourself according to the whatever the situation is, and keep moving. Everybody is not fortunate, and we always feel the other guy is more happier, is more luckier, more richer. But I don't think that's the case. And even you all, what is the age over here? Basically, everybody.
Yeah, every
18, right? Yeah, that's a
Every
I'm telling you, that's a beautiful age, and this is the age where you're gonna be saying, "Yeah, I know it all. I can do this." No, you don't know this. I know it all, but that's fine. I mean, मेरे को भी जब कहा करते थे at that age, but you learn from your own mistakes, but do learn. Don't keep repeating them. Find new mistakes. Don't let the don't keep doing the same mistake over and over again.
super.
And be strong, be loved, be humble, be kind, and don't envy anyone. I know we do, that cannot be taken because you have all these emotions, but throw them away, because when you try to be happy, when you're trying to do something good for somebody because you want to do it, it makes you happy. So let that joy be everywhere. Just be happy and love one another, because time just goes like this. You won't even know when you'll be 40, 50, 80. And, you'll be wondering, oh shit, why didn't I do that time? So slowly, don't run. Take step nicely and firmly, and enjoy your love. Enjoy your family, enjoy everybody around you all. And your friends. This is the age where you have your friends. After that, we don't have friends. So hold on to this friendship. I still have my friends which are with me from since 50, 60 years, and we all are together even now.
Super. Okay, guys, we have time for just 2 questions. Can I see a show of hands? How many? Maybe a question there? Any question? Is it possible to get a mic on top? If we can get one from top, and then there's a lady here in the middle, please. Show of hands. Yeah, right here, lady right here. Just 2 questions. If we can get a mic at the back, otherwise we'll do it. Please keep them short. I know that Sunny has a flight to catch. Yes.
Good evening, sir. I'm Bhavika. My question is for Sunny, sir. So, one thing the young actors which you think is wrong.
Say it again. I didn't hear also.
Okay, one thing
Yeah.
the young actors which you think is wrong.
The one thing young actors do which you think is wrong.
You see, young actors, there are so many of them. Everybody is not doing the same thing. But I just want all the actors who are the young ones who want to become actors, first see that you really have that in you. And when you have it, work on your skills. Skill doesn't mean you're dancing. Skill doesn't mean you're doing bodybuilding. Skill doesn't mean doing all those things. Those are going to be part of your life anyway when you get to play your character. But acting is basically either you have it, and when you have it, it's a, how do I explain it? I just feel that we all human beings, right? We all have all the emotions within us. If you will dig into yourself, you'll feel mean for somebody, you'll feel happy for somebody, you'll feel, sad, and you will feel romance for somebody. All those things are there within us. And when an actor can bring all those experiences which are within himself into that character and live it, जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं ये तो natural acting है, but that's the most difficult thing, because that is what, when you see Hollywood films, that's what they do. They make you believe that this man is that, So, but then again, we are in this world where success is very important. So everybody has his own path, how they want to do it. But I would really love it if the actors who are coming up, really believe in it and not take shortcuts and work hard. I know it's the most difficult path to be an actor, because there are millions of them out there, and you do not know when you're going to get a right opportunity. So it looks, because my dad says, my grandmom used to tell my dad, why the hell are you an actor? Every time the film releases, it's like you're going through a test. Whether I'm going to pass or I'm going to fail. You know, it is always that thing which man goes through. Other professions, you don't go through that. But I think that's the beauty of it in another way also.
Thank you.
Is there one more question there? Can we get a mic upstairs? No, right? Okay, just one more. The lady in the back there, please. The lady there in the back. And then we'll wrap.
सर मेरा सवाल बॉबी सर से है सो आपको आपकी कौन सी ऐसी फिल्म है आपकी रोल जो आपको बहुत अच्छी लगी हो अब तक की
दिल लगी,
दिल लगी
क्योंकि वो किसी ने देखी ही नहीं. अगर देखेंगे तो आपको क्योंकि जिस तरह भैया ने मुझसे काम निकलवाया उसमें एज एन एक्टर, आई थिंक ही मेड मी डिस्कवर व्हाट आई एम केपेबल ऑफ. बिकॉज क्या है, भैया मुझे एकदम अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं इनसाइड आउट, और उनको पता था कि मैं अपने इमोशंस फेक कर रहा हूँ, नेचुरली नहीं आ रहे. तो मुझे एक दिन याद है, दारू पीने का सीन था और मैं कर रहा था वो सीन, तो भैया बोलते यू नॉट लुकिंग ड्रंक. मैं अपने दिमाग में सोच रहा, भैया आप तो पीते नहीं, आपको कैसे मालूम दारू पीने वाला क्या करता है. लेकिन जब एंड इवेंचुअली वो सीन मैंने किया अगले दिन, तो जब मैं वो सीन देखता हूँ तो आई रियली डू लुक ड्रंक इन दैट सीन. एंड आई थिंक I felt that was one of my best performances in that period of my career. So, दिल लगी जाकर देखो, बड़ी प्यारी फिल्म है.
सनी सर आपसे भी एक क्वेश्चन है पूछूं सनी सर आपका कोई ऐसा मूवी है जिसमें आपको लगा हो कि हाँ मैं इसमें इंटरेस्टेड नहीं था बट फिर भी मैंने ये फिल्म की.
बेटा ऐसी काफ़ी फिल्में होती, कितनी बार हो जाती हैं कुछ फिल्में आपको करनी पड़ती हैं, बट देन दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ योर जर्नी बेटा. You have to go through that. But still, चाहे आपको नहीं करनी है, आप कर रहे होते हो, you have to see that you justify your character, because whether you don't like the story, at least लोग आपको देख रहे हैं as an actor, so you do your job the best up to your capacity. So करते रहना पड़ता कभी कभी.
And Bhaiya, had you? I mean, we all know what Bobby's views on Animal are, and you know it's all been spoken about. But if you got that script, would you advise him to do it?
Would I advise him to do it?
Had you got the script of Animal and he asked your advice, should I do this or not? Would you advise him to do it?
Let me think. Yeah, because the character is, you see, yeah, I think I would advise him to do it, because he was already he has done films where he was playing negative roles, and this the way the character, the way it was, I know, I mean, it need more justification, which was not given, but whatever was given to him, he stole the show.
But the whole thing is, see, like how Bhaiya was telling that the little child there, that when you do something and if you're not enjoying it, but put your heart and soul into it and you'll make it happen. But for me, I think Sandeep Reddy Vanga's work was just so amazing that I knew that if I'm working with him, because I've seen his movies and every character stands out in its own way. And I knew even if I've got those 15 minutes and I'm not going to speak, it was something I was looking for, out of my comfort zone, challenging, you know. So
Super.
to do something like that with conviction is something which every actor dreams about.
Yeah, because rarely would a director give you a role, and it's your main role, where you're not speaking.
Yeah,
Because that's where you have to perform.
absolutely. Super. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
both Sunny and Bobby for making time. I hope you all realize how special this is. It's impossible to get them together on a stage like this, so we're all very lucky to be here.
Thank you very much. We hate to end it. You can see a lot of energy happening in the room, but sadly, because you have to catch a flight. So can I quickly request all our partners, representatives to join us on stage? Lenskart, Acropolis, KC College, Abhi Bas, Bama, Mirror, KT Kingdom, McDonald's, Milk Basket, Coca-Cola, and the student body of Acropolis. Very, very quickly. Lenskart, Acropolis, Abibus, Bama, Mirror, KT King Dog, McDonald's, Milk Basket, Coca-Cola, Body Acropolis. All on stage.